Hello everyone, let's catch up and let's budget for the month of June. As it stands today, we are less than 60 days away from paying off our house, which is so exciting. We did get paid this week, which was the last payday of May. We got paid 3 times and we did send $1,575 to the mortgage, which brought our balance down to this. And so we're working with this last little bit and paying this off over the course of June and July and then becoming fully mortgage free. Of course, everyone says, what will you do with your money after that? Well, definitely want to max out our HSA every year. We want to save lots of money, want to have a house emergency fund along with an emergency fund. But immediately following paying off our house, now we officially finally got our first bill from when we had to get a lot of testing done on our son's heart earlier this year. If you missed it, we were literally going to a checkup and his doctor pretty much described it as like extra beats he was hearing. Maybe 3 office visits later, he got a Holter monitor. He got an echo, which is an ultrasound of the heart. And then he also saw a cardiologist. Now, if you're in America, you probably are hearing dollar signs, and dollar signs indeed occurred. The bills have gotten to be about $5,500 for those few things that I just listed off. So yes, we have a higher deductible. In my opinion, it really just does not matter. I actually literally did the math, and the different costs, the double the premium that we would be paying if we had went with a lower deductible, we would end up about the same at this point as far as healthcare cost, whether that be contributing via deductibles or premiums. Before you talk about my deductibles too high, just know it would be the same thing. Conversation for another day, but in short, we are probably going to start putting money aside from that, of course, by first contributing to our HSA. That is so important to me, maxing that out, getting that tax deduction to pay for things that we were already going to have to pay for. But right now we're planning for June. We're taking it one little bit at a time. And so let's start planning for that. This is our plan for June so far. If you need some place to do your budget, this is linked in the description. However, mine is like a little bit different just because I've done a few modifications, which you could do as well, of course. This is the plan for income. We start off with that. We're expecting to bring home about $2,450 from our paychecks combined after taxes, insurance, everything. So the first 2 is from our paychecks. The last portion, or the third other, is what I plan to make from basically outside of our jobs. So this month is going to be a good month for that. This income is mainly coming from my Etsy shop, so shout out to y'all if you guys have ever purchased anything. I appreciate it. And then as well, we're having a good month on TikTok, so a portion of it's coming from that. And then also I did get actually an invite from Meta, like I want to say a month ago or 2 months ago. Basically, if I did start posting on Facebook, like I just have to meet a certain amount of uploads, which allows me to participate in their bonus program. It's temporary as far as I know right now. I'm only getting it for a certain amount of time, but we are starting to get paid out from that, which is amazing and I'm super thankful. Lastly, YouTube do get paid a little bit from that. So altogether, this is how much I'm gonna plan to receive after tax. We are gonna put aside a little bit here for taxes. We're getting to the point where I'm starting to, because I know if I send X amount of dollars to the mortgage this month and next month it's paid off for certain, we're left with something now. We're getting to the point where we're left with something, and I am starting to kind of plan where to put that money. So our normal mortgage payment is the $1,070. So on June 13th, we'll plan to pay that with our first check, and then we'll pay the additional amount with our second check. Right now, with us being at about $6,300, our interest charges is like $15 for next month, I believe. It's just very insignificant at this point in comparison to the overall balance. So we'll send, if we send at least $3,100, that about splits our balance in half. So we might send like an extra, maybe 100 or 2, you know, just because there's going to be that maybe $200 left over. So we'll plan for that later. As of right now, these are pretty much all our monthly expenses. That's just extra storage, our internet bill, Netflix, YouTube TV, our water bill we're planning for, all of these, most of them being fixed expenses. And I just took the electric bill amount for what it was last month. And then groceries. So let's see what this is all together. Of course, it does add it up in the right-hand corner for me. And then also I do pay quarterly taxes. So we'll plan to send the full amount that we've been putting aside, really, I guess, since April. I'll look to be sure, but I put this to remind myself to make that estimated tax payment, but it's not technically coming out of this check. The money is already going to be money that we put aside technically a little bit this month, but then also in May and I think April. So altogether, this is adding up to be $4,000 plus our sinking funds that we do every month. Insurance, car insurance, and homeowners insurance is what that would be. Christmas, property taxes. So I'll add it all up all together just by highlighting. That's coming to $4,813. Income is coming to $6,100. So that is a difference of about $1,300-ish. 1,300 is about the difference there. Like I said, we're starting to kind of save and put the money towards other things. I've been planning as far as contributing to our HSA, instead of just kind of having the money sit there, I've kind of just had it hanging out in our high savings for now, and I'll probably contribute that sometime in June. That's kind of just where money is going these days. So that'll leave us with about $1,300. I think that I probably will send an additional maybe $200, $250 to the mortgage this month, maybe even $300, just so July is a very straightforward month with payoff. That would leave us with like $1,000. So we'll probably just save that money, but some towards the HSA, some towards other things with saving, and then start planning for our life post payoff. That's like where we're at this point, is planning for our life post payoff. So it's really exciting knowing that we're so close to the finish line. We also have a trip coming up. In July, we are going to be visiting my in-laws, making sure the kids get to see their grandparents, and it's just a getaway from us, which, as you guys know, we don't do very often. The last time we visited was about 15 months ago-ish. So it's been a little bit. It's fun to get away. One thing I'm kind of thinking about is like, will we visit there more when the house is paid off, you know? But the thing is that it is in Minnesota, so it's colder there, you know, and it's longer, it's colder longer, so we really need to just plan, because the last time we went, it was springtime, but they had 7 inches of snow within 24 hours. We just have to be strategic. We'll see how it works out, but we are excited to start traveling more, planning for our life just post payoff, and doing so many other things. The money doesn't stop, you know, as most people know. Even though our house will be paid off, we still have a lot of different places our money could be going: saving, upping our investments, contributing to our kids 529 more, saving, the HSA. Like, there's just so many things. I do think that we will make some adjustments in the sense of upping our spending money a little bit, you know, rewarding ourselves, of course. Upping our grocery budget a little bit. We talked about, you know, should we start getting groceries delivered again? We stopped doing that maybe like a year and a half ago, and we've pretty much been buying our own groceries since then, which did help with saving money, because, you know, even if you are getting groceries delivered, each item individually is going up in cost, plus tip and all that. So definitely could reward ourselves, you know, just having groceries delivered to your porch is nice. What else would you guys like do? Like little things, little changes, you know, what would you guys do if you paid off your house, or if you have paid off your house? What are little changes that you made to reward yourself, just with life being completely different? Obviously, you don't want to change too much because that defeats the purpose, but just little adjustments that we're going to make here and there. The last thing I wanted to touch base on, I actually had a one-on-one call with someone who was saying that they would like it if I started doing like a weekly check-in, like accountability call, where people on the call could talk about things they ran into in the week, or if you just want to kind of have like-minded individuals, whether it's debt payoff, savings, mortgage payoff. So for like a small fee for each weekly, whatever you want to call it, it would be an hour probably. So I guess just getting feelers out there. I did ask on my Instagram story who would be interested in something like that. Got a lot of interest, so comment below if you would be interested in something like that, just to get an idea. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. June is on the horizon. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.